Good morning, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies. Glad to be with you for another morning for Hardison's Tips. We do this because we love the profession that we're in of selling, and I love to give tips to sales consultants, service advisors, BDC, but really for the general public or the consumer. So let's just unpack what we want to talk to about today. Today, I just would like to thank you for spending your valuable time on my blogs. Now, Sales Training Matters, Hardison's Tips, if you will, was created to offer value added tips and insights on one of the oldest professions in the world. I am very proud to be a sales consultant because more than any other person, I, like millions of others, have built America. The man who builds a better mousetrap or a better anything would starve to death if he waited for people to beat a pathway to his door. Well, regardless of how good or how needed the product service might be, it has to be sold. Elijah was laughed at the world until they realized that he really had something. And eventually they said, "Is that the real McCoy?" Edison had to install his electrical lights free of charge in office buildings before anyone would take a look at it. Did you know that the first sewing machine was smashed to pieces by a Boston mob? People scoffed at the ideas of railroads. They thought that even traveling 30 miles per hour would stop the circulation in your blood. Our own Henry Ford, he strived for 14 years to get people to understand the concept of an assembly line. Mr. Westinghouse was considered a fool for stating that he could stop a train with wind. Mr. Morse had to plead before Congress that even his telegraph would be needed. In other words, the public didn't go around demanding things. They had to be sold. They needed thousands of sales consultants, trailblazers, pioneers, great listeners, people who could persuade inventions, things that people had in their head but could not articulate out. That's where sales consultants came in. They took these inventions or products, they taught consumers how to use them. And that's the concept of listening. That's the concept of doing a product presentation and then a demonstration. They taught the customers the benefits and then taught them how they can make money from it. As a sales consultant, I've done more for making America what it is today than any other person I know. I was just as vital in your great grandfather's day as I'm in your day. And I'll be just as vital in your great great grandson's day. I have educated more people, created more jobs, taken more drudgery from labor's work, given more profits in businessmen, and have given more people fuller and richer lives than anyone in history. Sure, there was a way that we could bring down the prices, get the quality to come up, made it possible for you to enjoy the comfort and luxuries of automobiles, radios, refrigerators, stereos. Now it's computers. Salespeople have helped heal the sick. given security to the aged, put thousands of people through college. I made it possible for inventors to invent, for factories to hum, for ships to sail at sea, and for rockets to fly in the universe. How much money you find in your paycheck next week, and whether the future you will enjoy the luxuries of technology, the computer age, the atomic power, the information superhighway, all depends on me, the salesperson. The loaf of bread that you bought today at the supermarket shelf, because I made sure that the farmer's wheat got to the mill, and that the mill made the wheat into flour, and that the flour was made into bread, and that the bread was delivered to your supermarket. Without me, the salesperson, wheels of industry would come to a grinding halt. And with that, jobs, marriages, governments, freedom, thought, anything would never get to the next step without a sales consultant. I'm proud and grateful that I've served my family, my fellow man, God, and my country. Yes, sales training matters is just that. And I have a passion for educating. I have a passion for the way sales consultants distributed value-added knowledge to prospects, potential buyers, current clients. So when someone tells you that a salesperson cannot make money, they are telling you wrong. Once again, Brad and Hardison for Champion Strategy, simply saying if you got something out of it, outstanding. Don't forget our guest this coming Wednesday at 12 noon for Hardison's Tips, the outstanding John Fairchild. With that said, as always in parting, go out and make it a champion day.